Hey planners! In today's episode of Organized Magic, we're heading into the grove in the Wild Tangle. The jungle house is hidden away under the lush canopy, creating a cozy natural retreat for Simba and the Lion King crew. Pride Rock sits front and center, with the Animal Kingdom Lodge house nearby, and everything's tucked under a vibrant tropical jungle canopy full of bright greens and reds. I used magical firefly lamps for a warm, glowy feel and kept the jungle dense and natural, but the wide path makes it easy to navigate through it all. If you're loving these cozy jungle vibes and want to see more magical spaces come to life, tap that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more organized magic adventures. Now, hold on to your tiaras. Let's get started. I'm here in the grove and we are going to build a jungle for our Lion King crew. I think they're excited about it. So we have Pride Rock here and that houses all four of them. I have some other buildings I'd like to add to it. There it is from above. And there are 3 entrances to other areas back here, as well as some mining nodes. And there's the big boat on the rock. And then my house is over here, the witchy cottage. Across the little bridge, there's a slope up here where we have a rainbow, waterfalls, and up balloons. And there's another way down to the lagoon back here. So that's pretty much everything to keep in mind. I have 2 houses I want to add. The Animal Kingdom Lodge I've always wanted to put here, or wherever I put Pride Rock. So that was kind of a given. But recently in my recommended shop, I got the jungle house. And I thought that would be great. You know, we're going to build a jungle in the Wild Tangle. And then I brought it out. Look how massive this is. Do you have this? It towers over everything. The size of this thing, incredible. Not only that, when I click on it, you can see the grid. It kind of overhangs, which, come on, it makes sense, but it doesn't give me a lot of options where I'm going to place it here. In the back, you won't be able to do much if I stick it back there. In the middle, that doesn't give me room for my Pride Rock. So I have an idea, and I'm looking at the ground patterns, and I think I'm going to put it, let's turn it so that that ramp, see the ramp here in the front, I'm going to line it up with this dirt so it looks like it's kind of a worn path up to it. I think that makes sense, right? In a way. And we'd still have access to the water in the back and the mining node and the wall there. And hopefully I can put a bunch of jungle trees around it, kind of hide it in there a little bit. So then we have our Pride Rock and the Animal Kingdom Lodge, which I think I'm going to put the Animal Kingdom Lodge over to this, in this area. I'm not sure exactly where. And Pride Rock should be front and center. So I'm going to grab some of this worn-in path. Like, you know, there's been animals in and out of there. I think that'll be good. Although now, Animal Kingdom Lodge needs to move a little bit. Maybe in the center back there. We'll work with it. It's pretty good setup, spread out. And the boat goes with this boat up here, right? Let's get down and take a look at this thing. Goodness, that's pretty incredible. It's kind of like a makeshift house that was made from a shipwrecked boat, I guess, a long time ago. But there's still paint on it, so not super long ago. I wonder if it has any... I want to say it has something to do with Tarzan, but I guess not. Either way, I'm going to need some pathing because I think that's just part of my whole thing. It really helps me divide areas, and I like to walk on paths, and it all makes big sense to me. So I'm going to use the Sunbacon Earthen Road with border, and I'm going to start with it pretty wide, and I may have to mess with it a little until I get it exactly the way I want it, because I think the grass overlapping, that's not going to work for me. We'll pull that in, maybe nudge this over, and there is a slope up here, but I think I'm going to pull it to the house, and then I might have some smaller paths leading off of this road that go off into different ways because I want to put a lot of trees here to create that jungle feel. And let's just go around Pride Rock. And that's kind of, it's interesting. This one is 3 wide, 4 wide on the top, 5 wide on the side. So I want to find some balance. I don't want them to all be different, but let's pull this one back and then we'll make this one come back around to us. Although 4 wide does seem like a nice width, especially for those larger animals. I think I can make it happen. Yeah, that looks good. And then I have my Animal Kingdom Lodge. Turn this around and get a view from the back. So I think I might put it over to one side or the other, though I could center it with this path. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it's kind of weird for it to end at the door. I'm going to pull that back and bring it over to the side. Okay, so there's the big path and the 3 buildings. Next, we'll be pulling in some large trees, trying to create a jungle. Bring in some large twisting tangle trees, especially around the boathouse. I like that. And on the other side of it, we want to make sure we can still get where we need to get back there. I want it to lean in towards the house, I think. Nice. And that makes me want to turn this one a little because I don't want them the same way. Okay, we're building a jungle. It's a jungle out there. More trees. Yeah, jungle. What other trees? We have some smaller, still pretty big, but smaller small twisting tangle tree. Yeah, and there's a jungle cluster. I think makes sense here. This is just below that mountain with the boat on it. Where else can I put one of these? Maybe I should move that and put one of these here. Kind of turned, blocking some of the views. Okay, let's see what other kind of trees we can put into the mix here. I think this cluster helps. There's palm trees and this other like mossy tree and the plants and things that are in there and the fern. So there is large mossy jungle tree, small mossy jungle tree like this. They have different leaves and definitely different sizes. Also, any kind of palm trees I can get my hands on, especially these grubby ones, because those are in the Lion King realm, and we know they all like grubs. So we're going to want a bunch of these. I'll just mix them in here. Oh, that's a good way, going up the side of the rock. Okay, then we'll add in these mossy trees, which you can see in the landscape too. So that's definitely fitting. I want to put it back here, but also this feels like I need something big. And I think I'm going to mix it up and bring in some of the red or orange trees just for some contrast and complementing colors with the boat and everything. We'll put this mossy tree back. Well, I'm not sure where. I'll just put it down for a moment. Let me copy this tree from below. Interesting. I think that will mix in pretty well in this area. Is this the one that, yeah, it's the one that kind of leans over. I'll drop one there, and then I think I'm going to put some behind the boat. Oh, wait, first, set that down. I want to make sure that I can get to my fishing spots. I'm going to pull out my trusty tropical wood floor. Yeah, see, I have enough room back here to clear. So let's line some of these up like a, kind of like a dock. Yeah, it's kind of straight, but it does keep the area clean, and I'm going to rotate some of them. It'll probably still be obvious, but it'll make me feel better. Okay, so now if I can grab that tree again, and oh, will it fit? Also, I know this top node here, you got to stand right on the edge. It's almost impossible if you aren't in the right exact spot. It's coming out like a jungle, like I want. Okay, so back here, we definitely can access mining and fishing. Yeah, even the tree's not in the way. Oh yeah, I need a path through there. Okay, let's start here and work our way through this little space here. That works for me. And then I can put a big tree here to the left of it. And then we want a small path going over here to our fishing. Perfect. So we have a path over there and a path on both sides of the jungle boat house. Now let's take a look at this Animal Kingdom Lodge. Just put a little bit of pathway up to it. We need some more trees. Give me all the trees. So this is the maple tree we used back there. I want to pull in this birch tree for silly reasons, but kind of looks like a zebra. So I want to use it. Put one in this corner. That might not be the big tree I want there. Like I want a big, like this tree. Let's pull it up for a moment. I'm thinking like the ones in the glade, like a swamp tree. Look at that trunk, and it has stuff hanging from it. Not necessarily a jungle tree, but it's a big tree with the canopy. Let's trade this palm tree for this birch tree. Very cool. I'm all about creating this like massive canopy for this area. That one is really, really big. I want to put one behind Pride Rock. Not a swamp tree, but some kind of big tree. So I might move Pride Rock up a little bit to make sure I have room back there. And maybe that's where we can put the large mossy. No, that's not as big as I want either. Something big. What's going on back here? Okay, let's go back into our tree menu then. What about these maples? Maybe this one. Yeah, that might be what I'm looking for. I still feel like I need more around the boat tree. Wonder if we can fit another giant jungle tree. No, there was a smaller one though. Yeah, that'll help. That helps from the ground. Like from above, it doesn't look very big, but yeah, we're just creating like a hidden jungle kind of. That's why we made wide paths. Otherwise, we'd get lost in the jungle. These sources of shade when you walk through and then the sun comes through the trees. That's just really cool. All kinds of different trees and trunks and leaves. It's a jungle out there. I'm liking that. I think we can go back in and add little details, plants and things, pops of color. I just need to come back over to this area and add some pathing back here before we fill it in with plants and things. Sometimes I wish there were several shapes of these. I can only rotate them so much, but that'll work. I'm gonna stick this big tree here. And I'm not sure about the little baby tree. So we're leading to that node, and these like entryways to other areas already have kind of a worn path. So I will pull some path over to the other node before we drop some more trees. That's as close as I can get to that one. There we go. It's subtle, but it works. Put another red tree back here. I think it'll look good next to that building. I don't want it to clip into it though. Oh, I'm liking that. So I think we need another jungle tree behind the lodge. So it's kind of tucked away as well. Because like, I think if you go to a place like that, you want in with the nature. But it's a really pretty building. I must feel bad for covering it up. Just kind of take it in from all angles. And we still have all of our pathways. Let's see how it would look to connect them with these, just like from the worn ground. I think that's a good idea. And it gives us opportunity to put another big tree here. Although we're asking for trouble. We definitely need a vacuum over here. So we could put something big here. And that's a perfect spot because look at these tangled roots that go into the other area. Let me see about this swamp tree. So you can kind of rotate it and make it fit right in there to make that perfect canopy in there. Maybe. Ooh, that's a lot of different types of trees. It's our tree jungle. Oh, there was one other type of swamp tree. It might be even bigger, so I might not want that one. Let's find out. So there's the wide one, which I think is what I'm using. And then there's the swamp tree. Look at the size of the leaves on that one. Comparatively, let me take that one away for a moment. Oh, yeah, it's one of those with different sizes. There's the big one. I think that one's too different though. The colors aren't as vibrant. At least with the other one, the leaves are smaller. It's like getting tangled with that other red tree. Yeah, it's good I put that pathing in there. That'll be good. So I think I need a green tree here. Tall black maple. But I also like the oak, but I think those colors are too blue. I think I want to stick with the green and red, the brighter colors. Ooh, that's pretty. And wild. Okay, we need a red on this side. Probably like this one back here. If there is a floating rock, the camera gets a little weird back here, but you see it there with a jungle tree on it. But if I put this here, it covers it up. It's not horrible though, because, well, I can make it go the other way, or I can make it go over this road. That's interesting. It's just like completely covering up that rock. I want to see how I like that. It looks like a jungle tree's growing out the top of it. It's kind of a mess. I kind of like these two jungle trees connecting with this red maple here. Just which direction do I want it to lean? I think like that. Yeah. So now we can rely on smaller trees and bushes on the ground. They do have sunlight directly on Pride Rock. I think that's a good thing. There's the smaller palm. It might be hard to get down in there to decorate. Over here, I want to put one of the hammocks. Let's go into the Lion King filter. Here's the makeshift hammock. Perfect there in the shade. And I also saw that these pink toadstools are under Lion King. I don't know. They're kind of glowy and cool. They'll add that pop of color I always like. Let's see where else. We don't want too many of them because we want them to be special. Maybe back here and under the boat. That's a nice place. And between these trees back here. Maybe I can pull it back here along that path. I'm going to scooch it over a little. The path anyway. Yeah, very nice. Okay, what else is in here? I know positively using the artisan firefly lamppost wherever we can. These things are so adorable. So along these paths, I think this one's too close to this corner, but we could put one behind on the way to this other war spot. So now I'm just getting down in here to add some lighting. These are fun because you can do them at an angle. And I think I'll do like an arch at the entry if I can get it where I want it. Like making your own arch. Although it seemed a little close. That's cute. All the jungle trees. Feels like you can't have too many, but I want to be careful. Buildings, pathing, trees, lighting. I think there were some artisan chairs I want to put in there. Yeah, those are cool. Put them around the lodge. I think now all that's left is to pull in some jungle plants. I'm going to look at these Wild Tangle plants with their bright yellow-green. They're really good on the corners. And the tangled heart plant. Of course, our Tangle's lily pad bush. Just put up against the rock there. Just try to get in here with this house. I want to put some stuff in front. It's got to be overgrown too, right? This is so cool. Such a jungly area. I wasn't sure I could pull it off, but I'm loving it. Where is that little tree? Let's see. I have some spaces here I want to kind of block off. Small mossy jungle tree. Yeah, I think that's a good place for one. Well, actually, that needs to be connected with some pathing. So we'll need to move that guy over a little. Still want to use it, but we want one of these little paths through there. Yeah, that's good. And what I can put in front of this house here, I guess this has to be on grass. It's like a rock with a stump. I like these. Yeah, I probably don't have anywhere for that. We're filling up pretty quickly. I remember seeing these kind of palms, the round palm tree. And there's another one that's from the Sunlit Plateau. That might fit better right there. There we go. I don't know, it's kind of blocking that other tree that's attached to. I'll move it to the corner. I think there were some jungle plants. Yeah, could put on the corners. Yeah, kind of help with making it look more natural-ish. You can get down in here, you just have to get really low. Look at that jungle. Okay, and then we can do some fern. Oh, there's piles of leaves. We just randomly, maybe by the hammock. Okay, fern. Let's bring in some fern. Plaza fern? Yeah, that'll help. I need something on this corner, but that fern cannot go. Interesting. And probably that tree's footprint. We'll just take one of these we know will work. We'll stick some fern here and there. Lovely. So we have a few plants sprinkled in, or pitcher plants. They're very exotic looking. And that's our build for the Grove in the Wild Tangle. It came together beautifully and feels like a perfect Animal Kingdom retreat for Simba and his friends. The jungle house adds the perfect touch of warmth and color, blending right into the bright jungle canopy of the greens and reds. Pride Rock and the Animal Kingdom Lodge house bring the Disney magic, and the cozy firefly lamps make everything glow at night. It's a colorful open space that's clean, natural, and so inviting. Thanks for planning and building with me. Don't forget to like, comment your favorite part, and subscribe for more cozy Dreamlight Valley adventures.